with Andy Dalton at quarterback for the remainder of the season, the Cowboys are going to become a run-heavy offense, kind of like they were through the 2016 to 17 season, during very successful times for Ezekiel Elliott. And that's no hit on Andy Dalton, despite having receivers of Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, even having guys on the come-up like Dalton Schultz and Cedric Wilson. With all of these weapons for the remainder of the season, we're going to become a run-heavy offense because of Ezekiel Elliott and because of Tony Pollard. But I had plans on making this video before Dak Prescott had his unfortunate injury, and you're probably wondering, why does Dak's injury have anything to do with the running game or Tony Pollard? Because throughout his 2-year career, he hasn't been involved as much as everyone expected when he was drafted in the 4th round of 2019. The reason why he was so good was he was like a gadget guy. He was like Tavon Austin in college. He can catch the ball, he can run the ball, and he could be very effective on special teams. And that's exactly what he's doing in Dallas, but on a less usage rate, I should say. In college, he was the primary kick return and punt return. He was the primary running back, and he was a slot receiver. Tavon Austin did all of those as well in college, and ever since coming to Dallas, Tavon Austin and Tony Pollard really haven't been used in that way. Tavon Austin obviously isn't on the team this year, but in his 2 years in 18 and 19 with the Dallas Cowboys, he wasn't as used as much as everyone expected him to be, because in 2019, Tony Pollard did take that role, and I think Tony Pollard should be used more. In 2019, in his rookie year, he was averaging 5.3 yards a carry, but only had 86 carries. And so far this year, he's averaging 4.8 yards a carry, which just shows how effective Tony Pollard can be in the running game, with also 107 receiving yards last year and a touchdown, averaging almost 8 yards a reception. So I think it is very effective just to feed Tony Pollard just as much as Zeke. Last year, the more Tony Pollard got the ball, the more we won. We used him in certain ways to score, and we used him as a number 2 running back to get fed. And when that happened, the Cowboys won football games. We used Zeke to get the defense tired. He's a bruiser, and you keep feeding him. That defense gets tired. And then Tony Pollard, the speedster, probably the fastest dude on the team other than CeeDee Lamb, comes in and just slays the defense. That's how we won games last year. And when Tony Pollard had those 2 games over 100 yards, that's why. And we won both those games because Zeke did all the work in the first 3 quarters. In the 4th quarter, they fed Pollard, and then they fed Zeke again. And I think it's going to be very, very important to do that throughout this season with Dak Prescott injured. I was expecting the Cowboys to sign another running back after Dak Prescott had his unfortunate injury. And I already talked about another video if you want to go watch that. But we signed another quarterback, which obviously makes sense. But we have Don and Nanuki, or however you pronounce it. All I know is his first name is Ben, who he drafted in the 7th round this year. But I think, we had guys like Mike Weber, who we drafted in the 7th round last year, who is no longer on the team. He's on the Kansas City Chiefs and is now a free agent again. That is a guy that I expect us to pick up. Maybe even Jordan Chun, or maybe even Rod Smith. Guys that have been on this organization that are no longer, that we could bring in and bring something to the running game, because we are going to be running the ball a lot, almost like the Cleveland Browns are. Like I said, it's no hit towards Andy Dalton, but I think that's what our offense is going to do, because Dak Prescott brought such a different game that really elevated the team, and Andy Dalton really doesn't put confidence in fans. A lot of people are expecting us to go do certain things in the playoffs. But with Andy Dalton, I'm not confident, because Andy Dalton is no Dak Prescott, and we're going to run the ball. And I hope we do, because it'll be fun watching Zeke and Tony Pollard destroy. But we need to feed Tony Pollard first. Not saying give him the ball more than Zeke Elliott, but we need to feed Pollard.